Hey guys, welcome back to Spooky Tuesday, a weekly podcast where we're breaking down all of our favorite slashers, thrillers, monster movies, and black comedies on the new scariest day of the week. I'm Sydney Thompson.
I'm Monica Height.
And I'm Chelsea Duff. And welcome back to Spooky Tuesday. We're doing a new episode this week. You guys know what it's about. Woo!
Oh my god!
Not
New
an
episode.
Big, huge.
Never been done before, I think.
yeah.
Never have new episodes. Definitely not weekly.
Really rare. Really rare.
Definitely not.
Special occasion. That's why we decided to take you guys on a trip somewhere far away, maybe a tropical,
so
nice little beach, a little getaway, have some sushi. So we thought that you guys would like to, have some alone time with us. And a little movie called Send Help that just came out, I guess a couple weeks ago now, but pretty recently. If you haven't seen it, I'll read you the IMDb logline. It goes, an employee and her insufferable boss become stranded on a deserted island, the only survivors of a plane crash. Here, they must overcome past grievances and work together to make it out alive. Could have lost that second sentence, I think, maybe, but okay.
Right?
All
I was
right.
like,
The only survivors of a plane crash. That's all we really needed,
That's it.
But
That's it.
somebody was like, they don't get it yet. I'm just gonna
don't get it.
I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna do like maybe a little misdirection. Because it's a horror movie. They want to be surprised, so I'm gonna be like, they work together, which is true.
Which is true for one day.
Well,
barely.
they work together for a while, but circumstances are complicated. And we'll get to that in just a second. But I saw this movie first over a week ago now. And I saw it in 4DX 3D, which was fun.
Oh my god.
Which was
I'm
really fun.
already nauseous thinking about that.
I told a couple people I was gonna do it, and they were like, "A plane crash movie? Girl, are you serious?" But honestly,
the plane only crashes one time.
Yeah, the plane crashes one time for 2 minutes. It's really fine, you guys. But I went and saw it a second time, regular styles, last night. You guys just saw it within the last few hours, so very fresh for you guys.
Yeah,
first impressions.
Incredibly recently.
Yeah,
I had a really good time. I had to cover my own eyes in the theater. Saw it by myself, and I was gagging. I said, "Oh my god!" out loud, just like my dad did in Uncut Gems. So I was that person this time, and I saw it at 1:45 p.m. on a Monday. Normal time to see a movie.
Hot theater alert. Packed theater alert.
There are 7 other people there, and I felt like we were watching it together. There are 2 people right behind me, and we were like, oh God, at the same time. And I was like, okay, I'm having a nice time. So that's my reaction.
I saw this at 4:15, and when I first booked this today, as the day of recording, and when I first booked it, it was me and one other person.
So you sat right next to them, I assume.
I thought about it. I was like, "What if I just book my ticket right?"
I don't want to be seeing this alone, so someone else is here. I'll just join them.
We're alone, and I'm also alone. So what if we watch this together?
What if we side together? I think it could be fun. We could be friends. Do you want to exchange numbers?
Do you want to be friends? But then,
what if I just slide my hand into yours?
Yeah, like what if I'm scared and I'm nervous?
Oh, it's scary.
So I was just in the back by myself, and more people showed up, which was very nice.
Okay.
And there was an older couple like at the end of my row, and they were hee ha haing and like making commentary. And I'm so sorry, as a girlie who likes to make commentary at the theater, I loved it. I had a great time.
They had good things to say.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had 2 good screenings. The first one, like I said, was 4DX. So that is always just like silly. And I always feel like there's someone new to 4DX in the theater every time. And so they're always like surprised by what it is and how much it is sometimes, or what's going on.
Like Adam, when we saw Final Destination, and he was like, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah, some people are really not prepared.
He physically was injured.
Well, because I was telling my brother about it the other day, and he was like you have to hold on, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, sometimes
Yeah,
I do feel like I
sometimes.
have to hold on. I'm not saying I've ever been thrown out of my seat. There's not seatbelts, so somewhere within those two spaces. But sometimes I do feel like I need to hold on.
Sometimes it is in
Yeah.
fact a wild ride.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I thought the 4DX and the 3D, it wasn't like the best 4DX movie I've ever seen, but I felt like what they did with the 4DX and the 3D complemented the movie really well. People were giggling afterwards because it's like, ha 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 ha. They really just tossed me around for a minute there. And so I
Got
wasn't
my
sure what it
shit
was gonna
rocked.
be like without those elements, like if it was gonna like hit as strongly without those. But it was still very fun. I think you could tell at many points in the movie that it's like that shot was like filmed so that they could do 3D stuff with it. There's a lot of like things coming at the camera where you're like, that was made for 3D. But it was fun. It
Oh.
was a reactive theater the second time as well, which I didn't expect. It was like 7:40 p.m. on a weekend, but it was like right after the big game ended on Big Game Sunday.
Uh,
Um, so I didn't think that many people would be at the movies, but it was like a relatively full theater, and there was like an adorable little teen sitting right next to me who kept going, "Oh my God," and "What the heck?" and stuff like that. So
What
I thought
the
that was,
heck?
yeah.
what the
When there's a
heck?
"what the heck," I was like, "That's cute." Someone's like
That's
having
so
a good
funny.
time at the theater.
Yeah, I feel like that's exactly what this movie is. It's just like a fun time at the movies. Like, it's not that deep. I mean, we can get deep about it if
It's
we
not
want
that deep.
to.
It's
Yeah.
not that
It's
deep.
really not that deep. It's
It's
really
not
not
there to
that
be
deep.
deep. It's there to have
No,
fun.
it's just a combination of Misery, Castaway, Survivor, a couple other ones. Apparently, Triangle of Sadness, which I never saw,
I
and now
heard
I'm
that's
pissed
similar. Yeah.
because I am getting spoiled for Triangle of Sadness came out 4 years ago, but I've
You know
been
what's
meaning
so
to watch
interesting
it.
though? I on last episode or the one before, you mentioned Zone of Interest, I think. And you were like, "Who is that
Oh yeah.
director? Jonathan Glazer?" And then it's not Jonathan Glazer. Jonathan Glazer did Triangle of Sadness, and then when I was like looking up Triangle of Sadness on
Oh
after seeing the
shit, my
IMDb
bad.
trivia, I was like, "Was that what she was talking about? Maybe she was talking about Triangle of Sadness and she'll be able to like reference." Anyway, it was just a whole kerfuffle.
Chelsea
But
likes to dive inside my brain, my
I love
mind,
to
Brat, your
throw it back to
brat.
my bra.
previous
She loves
episodes,
to dive inside
really
my bra.
connect everything. I'm always just like I'm so connected to you guys at all times, and I
She's
think about
like,
you
oh, what
always.
the fuck was Monica talking about
First
last
of
week,
all,
girl?
let me
I
correct Monica
don't
on the
know.
record 2 weeks later.
That's
No,
what
what
that
to be?
was.
I want to be clear. I looked it up when we were talking about it, and I saw that it was not right, and then I was like, whatever. But
Whatever.
then because Triangle of Sadness was relevant again, I was like, just in case anybody gets mad at us, let
Zone
me
of
clear the
Interest
air.
and Triangle of Sadness are very different movies. Oh
The
my bad.
titles
I
are,
haven't
I
seen
think,
either of
rhymes
them.
though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One of them,
Like I see how that happened, and I don't think that
yeah.
I respect you in your brain, and
They
I
were
think
both
it was a
nominated for
reasonable.
Oscars,
I
and
agree.
they have very different subject
You have
matter.
my full support.
Triangle of Sadness though, I've been wanting to see, and now I know kind of what happens. So fuck me,
Yeah.
whatever. That's what
But
happens when we
very
do this
different tone of a
podcast.
movie. So I have to assume still a lot of worthwhile content there, even
Yeah,
if you're
yeah,
better
yeah.
prepared for what you're
Totally,
getting.
totally different vibes. I would assume that a movie similar to this would not be nominated for an Oscar, but horror is getting places these days, honeys. So who knows? Maybe 2026 this will be on the docket. It won't. But it came out January 30th. It wasn't a January movie. This was a good movie.
Yes, it was a January
No, it's
movie.
not a January movie. It's different. It's a January
It
30th
doesn't count
movie.
if it's the last day of January. That means opening weekend is primarily
February.
February.
Exactly.
You only get a
Exactly.
few hours of January. It doesn't even count,
Exactly.
basically.
Exactly. But bro, oh my god. I mean, it's been a minute since I have watched Evil Dead or any of the OG 3. Um and I want to rewatch them again. I need to watch Army of Darkness and be less inebriated for it too,
They're
even though
very
it is a
fun.
very silly movie and it is a good one to be inebriated for. But I like, was there that much mouth stuff? I know I'm talking about mouth stuff again, but like there's so much mouth stuff in this, just like in Drag Me to Hell. I was just like, he loves that shit. He loves putting barf in someone's mouth, from
The
someone's
barf
mouth
in
into
this
somebody
movie
else's mouth.
was ugh, and it
But that
was
scene is so
yellow.
funny to me.
It's so fucking funny. He's got such a distinctive style when he comes back to horror and horror comedy in particular.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, because I think he did non-mouth stuff in Evil Dead, like the tree roots, and then I don't think, felt good about that decision. So maybe afterwards he's like, I'm just
yeah,
sticking with mouth stuff.
I don't think.
Mouth
Yeah,
stuff,
no, I
much
think the mouth
safer.
is
He's like,
the
I
safest hole.
tried
So
it, not for me.
I
the mouth
tried
is
Back to
it.
mouth
the
I
safest
stuff.
felt
hole.
upset and I really regretted it. And I felt like, should I apologize to women? Maybe I'm just going to do mouth stuff and it'll be gender neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this time it was the mouth stuff. I felt like was happening to a man, and so that was a nice change of pace. I feel like a
Yeah.
lot of the mouth stuff was happening to that poor blonde in Drag Me to Hell. So
Yeah.
The
It was
main
like
one.
all
it
happening to her.
was all
And
happening to her
a
because she was the
lot of
one
it.
that was cursed. Anyway,
Yeah.
we did that on the podcast in September, so go check it out. But this one was really funny, and I think that Rachel McAdams is so funny in this, and they did a really good job of like chameleoning her. What is that a word? Okay, now it is.
The way she
Cause
bloomed throughout the movie like a camellia flower.
yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Of course, no, just like
Because I'm in your
she's
mind.
one of the not even close. She's one of the most like beautiful women in the world, and like through costuming and everything else, and like her performance, they made her into a nice dowdy woman who's a bird freak, and we love that for her.
Yeah.
Um,
They did pick such a beautiful lipstick for her at one point, though, where I was like,
oh,
you
sparkly
can't
in
put the
it.
most gorgeous plum lipstick on her and you expect me to think she's ugly.
I
You
know,
can't
but
do
then it was
it.
all over her teeth, so that was the
But randomly,
compromise.
it didn't even make sense. I was like, you guys just did that for the movie. That's not realistic.
She would never do that.
It like
It wouldn't
wasn't
happen
on her
halfway into a
teeth
conversation.
earlier. Yeah, it was.
Exactly.
That was the
She
continuity
had a glob
issue.
she was saving in her upper lip that got freed when she finished her tuna fish salad. I don't think so.
Yeah, and yeah, that was just stupid. Anyway, we're on the same page there. That was wrong. That was bad.
There were
And
a
it was
lot of
wrong.
things that they were doing just because they could, and I do support that. Didn't need to make sense. It just had to be a little fun and goofy. And I think that was the vibe of this movie. Is like Taylor, one of our patrons, in our Discord channel, she's talking about a different movie, but she called it a popcorn movie. And I was like, that's exactly what Send Help is. It's
Yeah,
just like a popcorn movie. What is
yeah.
so wrong about going to the theater and having a little fun? And you
I
don't have
don't
to think about
need.
it ever again if you don't want to. It doesn't have to
Yeah,
stay with you. You can just enjoy yourself.
I was just talking with another patron, Kelly, and we're both saying how we love grief horror. We've been reading a lot of grief horror books lately. Guess what? I don't always want to feel like shit.
Hmm.
Like sometimes I want to
What?
have a good day, you know? And so today I wanted to have a good day and I saw Send Help and I had a good day. Except I was crying to Born This Way by Lady Gaga right before, but I didn't cry during
Classic.
this movie. I
Yeah,
did.
I was wondering because there's that like one scene around the fire pit when they're getting drunk where they get a little heartfelt. That's the one that I thought like if a scene were to make you cry, maybe it would be that one, but it's really just like
Yeah,
not that emotionally.
it wasn't
It's like
that
they added that
emotional.
for psychological intrigue, I think, but it's not like an emotional scene or movie.
Yeah, no. I did like, feel rage like with
When he
everything
goes
that
like ha ha
Dylan
ha 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 when he's got
O'Brien
like his
did.
cackle, yeah.
Unfortunately, I mean, this is part of it. He's so fucking sexy. Whew, holy
I know.
shit. My God. Teen Wolf, is that his thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not a Teen Wolf girly.
That feels really wrong, actually.
Yeah, that
No,
does,
I know.
Monica.
I feel
No,
like you
I
need to go
know.
back and you need to be obnoxiously obsessed with Steric and you need to have that
And
phase.
I don't
style.
even know what you're talking about. I
Styles
don't
is
even
Dylan
know.
O'Brien's character and Derek is the alpha of the werewolf pack, played
Yeah.
by
Oh, and you want to gay ship
some
him.
other guy, Tyler Hoechlin. And people that's really were obsessed with that ship in a crazy way.
Yeah, I feel like I missed out on a lot of this stuff because it might have come like right on the tail end of where I started to hate Twilight, remember how I love things and then I hate them real hard right after.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing that we talk about in therapy. But it might have come right then. And so I
I
also
feel like it
never
would have come
watched
around your like
the
I'm cultured phase where you're like I'm not doing MTV schlock.
Yeah, is it when I got pretentious when I joined radio? That was in college
Maybe.
though. I wasn't pretentious
It was
until college.
Teen Wolf was college era. That's when I was watching it at
Oh, it
least.
was? Oh, okay. That's why. That's why. That's why. I was pretentious then. Don't worry. Now I'm
Teen
back.
Now
Wolf.
she's not.
Yeah, it was
Nah,
2011 to
not as much. How about
2017.
that?
So it
Yeah,
started
no,
like right when we went away to college.
that was a little too late for me. I also feel like another one I missed that I should have watched was Vampire Diaries.
Oh, that one was good.
No, not Vampire Diaries. What's the one with the scar with Alexander Skarsgård? Is that
True
Vampire
Blood.
Diaries? True Blood. Sorry, Vampire Diaries. I watched the whole first season. Never after that, but it was very
Never
exciting
again.
for that moment.
And that's enough.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm just all I know is that I've only seen Dylan O'Brien in like 2 things, and one of those things is that music video that Taylor Swift did to All Too Well, right? That was him.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the other thing. And so I'm just finding out how hot he is. But I did watch Caddo Lake. That movie we did the trailer reaction for. I actually did watch it. But I will be watching Twinless this week because I heard he was spectacular in that. And I heard it was one of the best movies of last year, so I'm interested. But he's such a little fuck boy in this. He's just the Nepo boss of all time.
Yeah.
He's literally
Yeah, it is.
the worst.
It is interesting to me when they have their drinking around the fireplace, heart to heart, and we get like more of his backstory, like how he came to be this Nepo boss and the way that he is. I think it's like makes a lot of sense for them to be like, he was estranged from his father. His mom was like abusive in lots of different ways. He doesn't know anything about his father. And so it feels like his father, who maybe, I don't know if he was like a good person or not. I can imagine based on his associations with Linda and his like respect and how much he valued Linda, that maybe he was like a good normal guy that just for whatever reason estranged from his son because of his evil woman wife, whatever, I don't know. But I can imagine that it's like, well, now you're an adult. Like, I want to reach out and I could give you even the company. Like, he's not trying to be like Nepo baby it. He's trying to like make up for his failings as a father. He's like, you went to business school. You could, maybe I
could do
just give you
this.
my company and that makes up for not being present in your life when you were a child. But
Yeah, that feels classic.
Yeah.
it was interesting. It was interesting. I liked that conversation.
But it's Bruce Campbell. So he's the
Oh
best.
yeah, I saw that on trivia after I watched the movie for a second time, so I didn't catch it, but apparently there's a picture of him in Dylan
Yeah.
O'Brien's office.
I
Wow.
clocked it because I'm
Love
always looking
that.
for that man's face. Yeah. When he's like all their like meetings in his office, there's a beautiful painting of him in the corner. And then they also show a bunch of photos on the desk or something at some point, and there's like a picture of Bruce Campbell and the mom that we would not know, like their marriage day. But yeah, I love that. I was hoping he would actually be in it.
Yeah.
I thought he would actually be in it, but he was
Alas,
dead.
he did. Yeah.
Alas, he was dead. Maybe like his ghost could have come back to scare Dylan O'Brien.
Could have been a
during
spooky
some...
dream.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities. They did a bunch of silly fucking shit, so that's another silly thing they could have done. But okay, whatever. Subtlety for once.
I got
Right when they needed it least. Come on. But yeah, I mean, they do such a good job, like rage baiting you because yes, like Lisa Little is
Linda.
Linda is such a I was close LL.
It's really close, yeah.
Linda is like rage baitingly weird at times. You know, she is got the worst water cooler chatter ever. It's just very unpleasant. But it just sucks to see like there are people if you've worked in an office, sometimes there's someone who's like a little weird, but like whatever, that's
Well-meaning.
important.
Right.
Yeah, that's important to have a weird person in the office. You should be friends with them because they're actually really cool. And she has a fun pet bird at home, and that's exciting for her. Okay, she has varied interests, and much of those are survival skills, which are about to come in major comment, or in major I don't know what I'm trying to say. My brain is not working today. Anyway, they're gonna be very helpful very soon. Her skills,
Gonna
her
be
special set of
necessary,
skills, they're gonna be
actually.
very necessary. I think that the guy that they got to play Donovan had like the perfect face for this role too.
To
Xavier
make you so
Samuel.
angry.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
And the
God,
fact that he was a
such a
blonde
punchable.
man. Ugh.
That hair was so good. The hair, his whole vibe with the overalls and stuff felt like a nod to American Psycho.
I mean, the
Like his whole
suspenders.
styling. Huh?
The suspenders? Was he
Well,
wearing
just
overalls?
oh, sorry. I meant to say
You
suspenders.
remember when
But
he was in the overalls
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's like
The
sorry.
he needs lots
overalls.
of pockets. He likes to be
You know,
relaxed. It's
you
like he's
knew what
working
the
on the
fuck I
farm.
meant. No,
Overalls and
okay, not the
suspenders are two
overalls.
different vibes.
His suspenders. You knew
His
what I meant.
business
You watched the
overalls.
fucking movie. his
This
his styling
bitch.
though was very American Psycho, so I felt like
Yeah.
that really added to the vibe here. And I also was just obsessed to see Dennis Haysbert in this. Because he plays Franklin. He's like the older black man who has to
Mm.
sniff the tuna. And
Yeah.
I just love
Rough.
him when he's doing actually acting roles instead of his prolific commercial role.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do I know him from? And then I was like, I think it's an insurance commercial.
Yeah. What is it? Is it Fidelity? I don't know.
That
He
sounds right.
is got the most beautiful voice of all time. And I was like, look at him. He's thriving. And then they made him smell the tuna. And I'm like,
You're like,
no.
Yeah.
don't do him like that.
And it's not that I want him to be marooned on the island. I'm glad he didn't get marooned on the island, but he's not in very much of the movie, unfortunately.
No. I'm glad he didn't die. At least he didn't die. And he knew how much of a piece of shit Dylan O'Brien is. So
Mhm.
what's Dylan O'Brien's character's name? What do we
Bradley.
think?
Bradley Preston.
Oh God.
It's like two bad
Brad.
first names.
And you know his middle name is Charles.
What's wrong with the name Charles?
Nothing. It's
What
just
did you say? Sometimes men in business are named Charles, and sometimes they're related to me, and that's fine, actually.
This was actually a personal you really came and attacked Chelsea here.
You've come at me and all four Charleses in my family, and we're aligning the five of us. We're gonna have beef if you're not careful.
I've got Prestons in my family, so like I get it, girl.
She's still saying they're bad. And you know what? It's fine. They are business bitches.
Oh my God. But I feel like at the beginning of this movie it was the hardest thing to watch by myself. Like I really needed Chelsea there because it was so uncomfortable. It was so like cringe horror, like the horror of being embarrassed for someone and just like everything going wrong and her crying in the office and talking to herself in the car and talking to her bird and it's just like
Yeah.
everything was so hard to watch and it just kept getting worse and worse. Like the audacity of those men to fucking play and her survivor video and belittle her in front of her.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's so fucked.
Yeah.
That just shows how little regard they have for anyone other than those hotties in the boys club. And yes, they are hotties in the boys club, but like being a hottie can't save you from a plane crash. And that's the real
that's
moral
true.
of this
Yeah,
movie.
and that's the moral of this story,
And that's
actually.
the moral of the story. Being
moral of
hot
the story?
won't save you from a plane crash.
Don't make fun of the survivor wannabes. You might be relying on them one day. That's one of my other beefs with this movie is I walked out of it being like, I'm so sorry. Linda from the beginning, like, yes, she can't read the room and tell when people don't want to be talking to her anymore. But also, there's no way that girl doesn't have a group of 12 people that she watches Survivor with every week. There are 12 other Survivor people in her neighborhood
Right?
that are ready to watch at any given. I just know in my heart that to be true. Even if she like had to find them on a message board first and then assemble a watch party, I was like, someone like this, there are 10 other people nearby who are ready to sit down and watch Survivor every week.
You just
She
gotta
could
find your
easily
community.
find multiple friends, lovers, all this kind of stuff by just like going on Facebook and being like, who watches Survivor?
Uh-huh.
Like, the Survivor freaks would be like, we do, let's watch together.
I believe that there's a bar nearby where people are watching Survivor, and she could have gone.
I agree. And it's too bad that she didn't know about that. She was so good at strategy and analysis or
And
whatever
planning.
and planning, but she let her personal life go by the wayside because she devoted her whole life to the company. I feel like that's another like reason for it is that she's like
Yeah.
gone so above and beyond for this company. And the other moral of the story, children, is that a company is not your family. And they will always fuck you over. So
Yeah.
keep that in
They
mind.
do not care if you live or die.
They don't care if you live or die.
Even if you're the CEO and the son of the man who started the company, they do not give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, I think that was part of what was interesting about her backstory that she revealed around the fire. Not to get too into the details of that yet necessarily, but it was like she was married, her husband died. It was not a good marriage, so I could see her being like so locked in on her job during her marriage to be like, this is the thing that gives me like value and my life meaning and tells me that I'm good at things instead of like tearing me down. And then it's like he's gone, and so now it's like now I'm just thriving at my job, but she's like now put herself in this like weird position where however she was doing it before maybe it's not the most like social because it's like nobody looking. I don't know. I can see like how we got here where it's like between a bad husband and a job that you are like making your whole worth, you're just like not externalizing other things in your life. And then by the time you like your head pops up above water, you like don't know how to meaningfully like reach out and make those connections, or everybody's already like formed whatever
Totally.
idea about you. I thought that was like it was so interesting. It's not like a psychological backstory kind of movie, but I thought they did a lot of good heavy lifting in that scene for you to like be informed about why everyone is the way that they are without getting too deep into like she does this because of her trauma or whatever. It's just like she does it because she's having fun being a survivor bitch. And
Yeah.
she's having a fucking blast, actually. That's why she's doing what she's doing, but
She's having a really good time. And, you know, I just don't like, I don't like some of the like love stuff with Bradley and her, like her like
I have thoughts on
wanting
that.
that. I didn't love that. And though I love her island glow up,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that it does make sense. Like part of that, I was like, okay, but I don't know. I don't know how to like. I don't. I watched it so recently. I don't know how to form my thoughts on it yet. But like part of it, I was like, oh, cool. So now she's like gonna be. I wasn't sure what was gonna happen, but like I was like, oh,
Yeah.
she's conventionally attractive Rachel McAdams now on the island. And is he gonna actually like fall for her? And then what is that saying to the
Yeah.
audience? And then it wasn't that, but like anyway, I do like that she had an island glow up, you know,
I
like that she
agree.
was like
Yeah.
finally like in her element and comfortable in her
The
space and
climate was
like
doing good things for her hair, whatever product
yes,
that she was using at home that was weighing it down, she did not have access to anymore.
Well,
exactly.
also, ocean water is like the number one best thing for beautiful, like wavy tousled
Beach
hair.
waves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're out in the sun, she's getting natural highlights.
She has just that same one outfit. She's got to find different ways to work it if she wants individual outfits each day.
Exactly.
Exactly. And also she might be stealing beauty products from the
The wealthy people on the island.
the
She might be
beautiful
using a
mansion
very
that she
expensive
has
skincare. We
access
don't
to.
know.
We don't know.
This woman is bathing weekly.
She lost her claw clip, you guys. She didn't bring the claw clip on the trip.
She's probably washing her clothes.
God.
Well, she for sure is because she gets covered in blood during the boar hunt, and then her stuff isn't blood splattered for the rest of the time.
I loved how gruesome everyone's death was in the plane, though. I wish it had been more gruesome, even, because Donovan deserved a terrible death. When he took
a terrible death, it should have been worse.
Yeah, it should have been worse. His face should have been ripped off instead of that nice lady who was the flight attendant. But his face did smash against a thing on his fucking suspender. I know the word.
His business overalls were really just having him flapping in the wind.
Business overalls were killing him in the end. They prolonged his agony. But yeah, I think that was so fucking funny. But I also loved how stupid the boar looked. He was just doing dumb Sam Raimi shit in this. When he gets a CGI budget, he's like, let's do something cuckoo banana clubs every time. Let's get as goofy as we possibly can.
And some of our patrons were not feeling this before we announced that we were doing it. So I hope that they came around.
So they changed their opinions.
I think everyone afterwards, but I actually think that's great. I'm so glad. But they were saying that the CGI was really bothering them, and I didn't really notice it the first time. And I think part of that is because when you see a movie in 3D, you're not expecting it to look realistic. You're expecting things to be fun and in 3D. And then, so I was paying a little more attention the second time around. And I noticed it when I was looking for it, but I still just think it's not a hyper realistic movie. So it didn't bother me at all. I was like, it's not that serious. It's not trying to be that serious.
Cartoon pig. Yeah, I thought that was funny.
That bothered me was that there was only one feral hog and not 30 to 50.
There's two.
30 to 50 feral hogs.
There are two.
But if there's 30 to 50 feral hogs, this movie would have been a different type of horror movie where they were hunted down and killed by 30 to 50 feral hogs.
But also, I think it makes sense with the reveal at the end of the movie that we've kind of danced around a little bit, because it's this is somebody's island. They probably had people come in and exterminate all of the serious threats to the best of their ability. They're I don't want 30 to 50 feral hogs running through my mansion.
They don't actually live in packs like that. This kind. That was a different type of feral hog. Those
are Arkansas feral hogs.
Yeah, completely different climate. So, I loved
feral hogs.
The reveal that it was so huge and this snarling fucking beast, because those things will fuck you up. Okay, actually, something so crazy, just very small, quick story. Adam's uncle was gored by a wild boar in Poland 2 weeks ago. He's okay.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah. Well, it's probably a month ago now. Adam, is VTech okay? No response. VTech is fine. But he did get gored in the leg by a wild boar.
Wow.
Because the boar came and found them when they were done with their hunt. And
were they hunting boars?
They were unawares. I think so.
You're gonna hunt me? I'm gonna hunt you.
Kidding me?
Uno Rivers.
I know someone who was gored by a wild boar and lived to tell the tale. And he's a very nice man. Anyway, that's what's going on in Poland right now.
That's crazy.
That's what's going on in Poland. I know. I can't believe I didn't tell you guys this before. It's so crazy. I don't think I told anyone. I need to tell Alex that. She's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Oh my God. Anyway, he's good. He's all good. But that part was so good. I loved the blood splatter everywhere, the extra blood. It's classic mouth stuff that they just keep on doing. And I love her being
it's dead. It's dead. Its eye fell out and it's dead. No, it's still snotting on you. Yeah.
So
we're spraying you with mist in the 4DX theater. We're spraying you.
So much. They're doing that thing where they do the water that goes up into the sky and then it falls down on you like raindrops.
Raindrops
Love
keep
that
falling
one.
One thing
on
that
me.
was funny in the 4DX theater, I remember in the beginning of the movie, she's like making her tuna fish salad in her kitchen, and I leaned over to my friend and I was like, watch, they're gonna pipe in the smell of tuna fish. But I was joking, but then like 1 second later I hear they're like which is like the scent boosters, and I couldn't smell the tuna fish. I couldn't smell. I could smell like the island smells that they did later, but I was like, they are pumping in what presumably must be tuna fish
That's
scent.
gross. That's
Disgusting.
I was like, that's
crazy.
hilarious. I love that choice.
I hate that actually.
Dude, there was this thing that they did with Burger King for I think I brought this up before. That they did with Burger King as a promotion for the Rugrats movie, and
That's going to be relevant to me later.
it had smell-o-vision.
Oh
So
yeah.
it was like all the movie would like have a little icon up at the top of the movie, like in the movie theaters, and you would bring your Burger King scratch and sniff so you could smell along with the movie.
I remember that.
Do you remember
That's so
this?
funny.
Yeah.
And one of them was like boogers or something gross. There was a gross scent one. And so I got it and we're eating it on a drive up a mountain and I smelled
Oh,
the booger
no.
one and I was like, pull over, and I threw up. Anyway, I feel
Wow.
like something similar would happen if someone had put in
Powerful.
tuna smell into my movie theater.
I was kind of disappointed that I couldn't smell it, but I was like, well, you don't want tuna fish smell to be like lingering the whole movie. So
No,
probably for
they
the
did it
best.
real light and little. I can't believe they
I
did
like that
That's
I knew that they
diabolical.
did it because I could hear the scent boosters, but I couldn't smell the tuna fish, and that's probably for the best.
Respect, but no harm done. Thank
Yeah.
God. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like this is a classic, like good for her movie too. Obviously. But like the rage, I feel like that Dylan O'Brien does such a good job of being the worst person in the entire world. Because like the audacity of this man being he's just so like viscerally grossed out by Linda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like they are in a
Immediately gets the
situation
ick
where
from her.
yes. And okay, the tuna thing was unfortunate, but like whatever. Like she literally saved his life and has created a whole structure, and like he's just so in charge. I'm using scare quotes in his day-to-day life that he just like thinks he can order people around even in every scenario. It's just asinine. Oh my God. I was like so angry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the point, but like just people are like that. It's so crazy. Like you are not in control of this situation. This is the most not in
Mhm.
control you could possibly be in any situation. Injured and marooned on a deserted island.
With a woman who you
Unbelievable.
know is good at survival skills.
You literally just watched her Survivor audition tape. You know she knows how to make fire all three ways.
Did you forget?
Exactly. It was a good video.
I do think though, like Begonia is relevant because he's like another business person who's like, I know how to talk my way out of anything. But also I think he is, to give him some credit, he is correctly picking up on the vibes that in the beginning she's very excited to put her survival skills to the test. Not that she doesn't want them to be rescued, but it's just like that's like priority number 2, priority number 1, and I think she's right to a degree. But priority number 1, food, shelter, water, those things are important. And she kind of is knowledgeable enough to be like, they're not going to be looking for us within the first 24 hours anyway. They're not even going to know anything happened to us within the first 24 hours. But I do think he is correctly assessing the vibe, which is that she's like a little psyched to be here.
Right?
A little psyched to be here, and like she does give off like some lightly unstable vibes. Just lightly though, you know. I feel like anyone would have an emotional response to being passed over for a job in a very stupid, callous way.
But the way she's like, please, a minute, please, please, please. Like, I understand she's trying to be professional with the please, but it's like you can march in there or you can say please, but the doing both is just like, now it's not giving lady in charge, it's giving a little desperate.
Yeah. Yeah. that was unfortunate.
And the way he like talked her out of it, being like, "You do have balls for doing this. I never would have guessed that, Linda. But why don't you go and learn golf and come back?"
Ugh.
ridiculous.
Golf.
I can never be a CEO because I fucking hate that shit. I think that also like her proving a point, which she did so early on with him, being like, okay, like, oh, you're the boss out here, then be the fucking boss. Like your employee's leaving. If you're the boss, I can quit. And like leaving him for as long as she did, or like kind of got into the territory of like torturing him a little bit. I think it was deserved, but like
Yeah.
I think that went on for so long that he was like fucked up and like dehydrated and he thought he was gonna die and he was eating sand. Maybe he had sand all over his mouth. So maybe he was eating sand. I don't really know what that was. So that
The
also
montage of
like
it, like as he's getting progressively more like irritated, it's so funny.
so fucking funny. But
I
yeah, I
saw a
think then he was
TikTok.
like, "Oh, she's vindictive also."
Yeah,
But
she's
it
petty.
was
She's a petty bitch.
warranted.
Yeah.
What was
I saw a
what's the
TikTok
TikTok?
video, and I couldn't find it earlier, but I'm sure I can track it down. Well, I'm not sure, but maybe I can track it down later. But it was like somebody did an interview with Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien where she was saying like we were filming the movie and like Sam Raimi kept like yelling at me like act faster, act faster. This is an American movie, like you have to go faster. And that's what I kept thinking about while I was watching it too. Like especially with the montage, it's like there's no downtime. It's like the second that his face is like almost halfway off screen, it's like he's coming on again, being like, like the way it just like rolls through. It's
Yeah.
so funny.
Time passage is like kind of hard to, because like at one point, like he was just like, we've been here for 2 weeks. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my
They're like, we
God.
have to say it out loud or you won't be able to tell.
Right. I'm like, I thought it'd been like a couple days at this point.
Yeah, I mean like 2 weeks in and you're not doing anything to try to like flag down something like a plane or something, you know. It's starting to be suspicious. And I did not bat an eye when that bitch got a knife. I was like, a knife came onto the ocean, like came from the ocean. That happens sometimes. I didn't necessarily guess the full extent of the twist. I'm using scare
Hmm.
quotes at the end. I knew there are boats over there, but I didn't think it would be what it
Yeah.
was.
I thought the knife was too fancy looking to be a like a just like washed up on the shore. I was like,
Yeah,
that's a very expensive knife.
I guess I thought that the purpose of that was to be like he felt under threat the whole time because she has a weapon that could kill him and he does not. And so it was a power imbalance in that way the whole time. So like another foil to this being a just a straight good for her movie is just like okay, there's some morally not good things happening throughout. So I thought that was the point of it. But yeah, no, it was suspicious. I see that now.
It's funny though, because on a second watch, it really is hammered home more that it's like he's been like, you're not trying to do anything to get rescued. Like you could do GPS, you could send up a flare, that equipment could wash up on shore from the plane crash. And then later she like has a knife and he's like, where'd you get it? And she's like, it washed up on shore. Isn't it so funny the way things just like wash up on shore sometimes? Like she's so being like, remember when you thought something helpful was gonna just wash up on shore, you dumb little bitch? Now I can get away with procuring this knife all of a sudden because you think that that is something that's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like for a movie that's not very subtle. There are some like subtle power plays going on, like besides the overt shit too.
It's
So yeah, the
not
knife was a
serious, but
big
it's
part of
not
that.
stupid either.
No, no. I think it's silly. And it's not that deep, but also it's well thought out and smart and fun. And like even though it makes me upsetting. I'm really having a hard time. It makes me upset that like it gets to the point where I can't just be like 100% I love Rachel McAdams. I love Linda
Hmm.
Little. Like good for her. She's a queen. Because some bad shit happens. Like it makes it more interesting, obviously. It's just if it was just cut and dry, it would be like, okay, there's a villain, there is a hero, and that's what it is. But like it in a reflection of life, that's not how it almost ever is. Like everyone has a little thing where they kill someone sometimes. Sometimes you kill
Sometimes
someone.
murder happens, guys, and
Sometimes
it's
you murder
nobody's
someone,
fault,
but you're still
and
in
it
the
doesn't mean
right.
you're not a good person.
And people forget about that these days.
People forget.
Don't understand.
Yeah, no, I think it is really interesting the way that they build that dynamic between them because it's like, oh, you think that just because you were my boss, that you're still in charge of me 100% of the time? Like, first of all, no, that's not true.
We are
Second of
not in
all,
office.
I can leave and I'm gonna leave you here for 24 hours. You can't move because your leg got injured in the crash. And look, if I'm not here to literally like spoon water into your mouth, what's going to happen to you? So that's something for you to think about.
You're gonna
And then
fucking die.
even later, even when he can like get up and move around and fend for himself a little more, she's like, you still don't know how to do shit. So good luck trying to make your own shelter or find your own bugs to eat. Let's see how that goes for you.
Oh
And
my
he
God, that
comes
was
back
so
over.
gross.
But it's like
The
when he
bug
comes
part was
back over, I
disgusting.
love that exchange where the line is something like I'd kill for that lunch right now, and she's like, but then what would you do tomorrow? Like, sure. She's like, at any point, once you are able to like have a physical advantage over me, maybe like
Because he's
yes,
like
there
a
is that threat. But
buff,
again,
tall
what would
man,
you
but
do tomorrow after that? Because you still don't have all of the skills that I have. And I'm withholding some of the skills that you don't even know about because we don't have this level of trust.
yeah, no, exactly. That I thought was one of the best reveals of the whole movie. Is later on, and sorry, we're jumping around after he's like fully betrayed her trust after she thought that they were really making some headway. He's never trusted her this entire time.
Yeah.
Um, and he secretly has been making a raft. And um anyway, I think one of the best reveals of the entire thing was like after it's revealed that after he poisons her, after he tries out his raft and fails so horribly,
Major flop.
Yeah.
major flop. I was thinking he was gonna get impaled with one of those wood poles that he used, and I'm like, okay, no, there has to be a
Can't believe he stole her
grander
fucking
finale.
cup. That's what really makes him a villain.
Yeah,
It had
that
her
was so
name
fucked
on
up.
it.
It had
So
her
fucked up.
name on it. It
Absolutely
had her name on it when she was just one
unbelievable.
person in that camp. She put her name on it so that she would know that that was Linda's cup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's used to people stealing her shit in the fridge at work. She knows
Gotta
she
label
needs to
your
label
tuna
that
fish
shit.
salad. Otherwise, you have to put it in your desk drawer.
Yeah,
I hate that she did that.
that
And
was
Up
she left
close
it
shot
there.
of it too.
She left it there when she went to cry in her car.
But
That's
anyway,
gonna
I
be
think
nacho
like
sodas for real.
I think that like reveal once he's come to and she saved his life yet again. Um that reveal, oh my God, that's the vomiting part. Sorry, I got distracted. But when she was like, "Oh, like your little raft was like a pretty good idea, but like it would have worked better if you had used these types of knots and this types of twine. But I didn't teach you how to do those, did I? So you wouldn't have had the skills to do that. Like he can't do anything without her teaching him what to do." And it's the same thing that was happening back at the company, if you really think about it. Donovan has no idea how to do his fucking job. He's dead now, whatever. But like he didn't do his job. He passed off her work. She solved the appendix 4 whatever
Appendix
issue.
D.
Yeah.
Appendix D, whatever, that was like gonna destroy their whole deal that they were going to Bangkok for. She solved it in one night of looking it up. She is the one that has the actual skills to pay the bills or save your life in a survivor situation. But like the talkers are the ones who get further and
They were in the same frat together. It's on their LinkedIn's.
so fucking ridiculous. so fucking ridiculous. So I love that. She was like, I'm actually the one who knows how to do everything, and you wouldn't be able to do jack shit without me. Look, you just tried. You drowned.
She
Yeah.
looked at him dead in the eye after vomiting in his mouth and just said, I'm the captain now. Don't fucking forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Well,
think you got a little big for your britches.
that's what I think is interesting about the like romantic aspects of this movie. I think it's a little bit misleading for the audience because you're not in her head. But upon a second viewing, well, upon completion of the film and looking at it more closely a second time around and thinking on it a little bit, it's like they kind of introduced the idea because when she's in her kitchen talking to Sweetie, her bird, she's saying, like, and he was so flirty with me at the Christmas party. And then you see them interact for real and the tuna fish and blah, blah, blah. And then you go, oh, he hates her and is disgusted by her and doesn't remember her at all. So the flirting must all be in her head. She thought that he was being flirty because she's attracted to him or whatever. I don't think that's what it is. I think he just has this, like, charming persona that he puts on. It's just not personal,
Mhm.
and she didn't necessarily realize that. And her commenting on that was like less there was a vibe between us and more like it's good news for my promotion, which I'm surely gonna get. His dad told me I was gonna get it, and also he was flirting with me, so he must like me too. And then on the island, I think it's more like this is the way that he interacts with women. And I mean, I think she is like enjoying being the only woman around, being perceived as like sexier than she usually is. But I think a lot of it is because she thinks like that's maybe what he needs in a survival scenario, or maybe that's like coming from him. He's the one that suggests that they do like body heat for warmth in the cave during the storm. She's like, oh, that around the fireplace when they're like flirting a little more. I mean, she does call him sweetie, but again, that's her
That's
bird's
her
name.
bird's
Yeah.
name.
I think she really thinks of him as like that's a little pet. Like this is my little companion, so I have somebody to talk to on the island. I don't think she's romantically interested. I mean, I think she's like willing to entertain it while they're here, but I don't think it's ever like genuine romantic interest for her. And that's why she's starting to try and suss out when they have like, he's like, can I make you dinner? And she's like, sure, that'd be so nice. When they're having dinner, she's like, you have a fiance, right? So, like, what's going on there? Do you miss her? Like, if it was trying to just be purely romantic from her end, I don't think she'd like bring that up. I
Mm.
think she's trying to be like, what's going she's doing her survivor outwit, outlast, outplay thing where she's trying to like gauge her opponent
Yeah.
and what their moves are and what my moves need to be to counter their moves. So I think it's like leading the audience astray because you don't really know what her thing is. But the whole time she's like, does he need that? And for me to have my scenario where we're here for so long and he's forced to recognize the value that I bring to things and that I'm like a good teammate to have and we're never going to go back to the real world where he gives me the promotion like that's not happening. I know now that that's not happening. So now I'm trapping him here with me to be like aren't I the best at everything I do? Aren't I so smart
Mhm.
and so good at shit and you have to acknowledge it because I fed you neurotoxins and you're paralyzed. But
And I'm
That
gonna
was
pretend to
so
castrate
genius.
you.
that
That
was
shit was
diabolical.
crazy. She's like, you're not gonna need it. You're not gonna miss that thing at all. The blood
hmm
splatter everywhere. That was crazy.
I'd be like,
I
He's
think
like,
like
we've got a bleeder. Yeah.
I think like part of the reason that she does what she does when the fiance Zuri shows up um is because so recently she has done an assault upon him. She's like, "Oh fuck, he's going to press charges when we get back home." Like this I feel like if it had happened a little bit earlier, obviously she wasn't ready for that to happen, but I think there was like a little bit more like
like time in between.
well, I think there was a little bit more like she needed to save herself from consequences at this point in their journey on the island together, because things had gotten a little weird. But you know, she also just loved being out there and loved her new life. And so, maybe she was always ready to kill for it. But that's the thing. I was disappointed that she did do the killing of those two folks because I was like, girl, you're not thinking this through. Like the beautiful bubble that you live in on this island, like Bradley as part of it or not part of it, like that feeling of strength that you have will be destroyed by the guilt that you feel over the murders that you are committing, and which is what
Yeah.
immediately happens. It's just like like you can't forget that you do something like that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think it's so interesting because I think he is like, he learns early on he's actually like weak and useless and he has to rely on her. And so he like comes around to that and gets on board with that to whatever degree he can. But then when they have their fireplace Bruno chat and she reveals not only that she didn't kill her husband, but she'd been like stopping her husband from killing himself essentially until one day she had enough and went, "Fine, you want to kill yourself? That's your business. Fine." And made it like easier for him to do. She poured him his last drink before like having given him his keys to go drunk driving and die. Um, but she says that and then she says, "I don't think we should ever leave." And I think in that moment he both goes like, I don't trust her with my survival anymore. Not just that she'll leave me to die, but she will like orchestrate
Be an
circumstances so that I
accessory.
do die.
Yeah.
Um, and she doesn't want to leave. So if that's my goal, then we're no longer on the same
We
team.
are not
Before our
aligned.
team was survival, we were aligned. Now we're not on the same team. We have different goals. But the way they like set up that narrative for her where she's like, I've never told anybody that before because I know it was wrong the way that I went about it. She probably told people he went into my purse and took my keys as opposed to like I gave him the keys and I poured him one more drink just to make sure he was really good and drunk. Um, it's like she probably spun it a different way. It was a horrible accident. He went and he took my keys. I always take them from him, whatever, blah, 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 because she knows even if it was
Yeah.
completely accidental, that she as his wife would be like, why didn't you stop him? Um, but
Well,
the way
and
it
it was,
goes with
yeah.
Zuri, where she's like, I don't want them to be here. I don't want to be found by them. I know where they can have an accident that's like out of my hands. I don't even have to do anything other than like put them in the right circumstance to do something themselves. My conscience will be clean. And then it doesn't go exactly the way that she thought that it would, that she could do it without getting her hands dirty. And
Mhm.
she's not prepared for this. This is not her plan, but she has to decide to act because she's already like gone too far by not immediately helping.
I feel like she could have gotten away with it by being like, I froze, sorry, I was overwhelmed or something, and then helped or whatever, but they still would have been sussed out by her.
Yes,
But
they still would have
like,
been in the same position then where it's like, and now we're all here together and they have a boat for us to escape. Now what do we do? He knows that I neurotoxined him and threatened to cut off his balls yesterday.
yeah. No, it's
He did poison me
like,
one day before, but how much mileage is that really going to get me when he's the one with like power and money when we get back to civilization and I'm not?
yeah, the story is flipped once they get back. Like he is the person in power. That's why this is so juicy to watch. Um him be put in place in this new scenario throughout the whole movie. No, yeah, it's so hard and like he learned so much from her in that conversation like that when her life or lifestyle in this case is under threat, she's willing to put things in motion that could end someone's life, you know? And like I'm not gonna cast judgment on that one because I don't know what she was referring to that happened that night, but it seemed like it was really bad. And
And
it
also
was
ultimately her husband's decision's still his own.
Mm-hmm.
still his own. But like, there was the really her pouring the drink for him
Hmm.
too, there's action in that she is taking.
I bet
So
in the like writing of this movie, they were really like, and how do we drive home that she is, it's not just that she stopped stopping something from happening, but she was like, and I know if I do
Active
this,
in it.
it's going to happen, and I'm making that choice. I pour him one more drink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so muddies the waters here a little bit, but we already knew that she was, a little spicy gal after the rat. Well, the rat thing was later on, but still, like with the rat
We knew she
thing and
was
the
spicy
torture
because she'd
before.
seen the boat and been like, wait, wait, and then been like, not yet.
Yeah, so you already know she's going she's putting Linda first for the first time ever, and thank God. Um, but yeah, I can't believe I can. The fucking zombie part was so
Oh,
fucking funny. That shit was so Sam Raimi. I was like, thank you,
Mm-hmm.
sir. Thank you for giving us a zombie jump scare. We needed a deadite in this bitch
ugh.
real
Where it pops
bad.
up and then it looks right at you through the camera. Yeah.
I jumped. That scared
Oh
me.
yeah. Yep, that got me so much. To be clear, when I was screaming "Oh my god" out loud like my dad had Uncut Gems, that was the vomit mouth part. And that's
Which
when I
I did
covered my own
love.
eyes. I, it was
I
so
loved.
long. Oh my
I know.
She
god.
It
He
keeps
like
just
vomiting on his.
kept.
She's mid
She had
CPR blowing
one
rescue breaths
bite.
into
like
his mouth, vomiting again.
He's gonna aspirate on that vomit. Like this is like, oh
Well, he shouldn't have poisoned
god.
her. So
Oh,
that one's
yeah,
on
his own
him.
fault.
shouldn't have poisoned her. I did love though the reveal that not only was there people coming to this island quite regularly, but also like one that like she was so weird when she's like, oh, by the way, the X marks the spot over there. No, it doesn't mark the spot. It marks horrible death and danger and
Right?
poisonous plants that will rip off
Just
your
don't even
skin.
go over there.
Don't even
Bad
go over
news over
there.
there.
That would have
It's just
made
slow. It
me
really sucks over there.
go get a sneak peek.
Well, you see, there's that one point where he's like, I gotta rehab my leg. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm gonna keep exercising it. I'm gonna go for a walk. And she's like, okay. And then 1 second later, she's like, actually, I'm gonna join you. I'm coming with you. I'm actually, you don't go for a walk alone. I'm coming.
She sleeps at some point though.
She sleeps at some point,
Um,
but
but yeah, I love the reveal that it's like this is actually somebody's private island. So they thought that it's like they're on this like remote fucking place. Like, no, there's a McMansion here. There's a gorgeous mansion here with
there's
really nice
It's
so
blinds,
very
by
much
the way.
beautiful.
frosty bottled water in that fridge.
Hmm.
So much. And all the wine brands that I immediately recognized from Trader Joe's. That was so funny. Ah, Miramar. That pink wine. I see that every day of my life. It was so funny. That felt extra. That felt like it hit extra hard because it was like something so common that I see in my life every day, and it's right there on the remote island. So funny. Um, but yeah, I was like, I wasn't sure what was gonna happen in the end here because they've had muddied the waters a little bit. It was not a cut and dry story of a hero and a villain. And I was like, if they make Dylan O'Brien win, then this is the worst movie in the entire world. So that has to be, it has to be Linda. Um,
I
but I
remember
loved it.
watching the showdown in the end thinking like, what do I want to happen here? Like, where do I want
Yeah.
this movie to
Right.
go? Do I want her to win even though she murdered Zuri and the boatman who presumably also has a name, but I think it's, and now I'm looking on IMDb, I think it's just credited as boat captain.
Boatman.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I mean, it's one thing if she's terrorizing Dylan O'Brien the whole time. We've set up narrative stakes for that to be not justified in the real world, but justified in movie world. But
Hmm.
murdering innocent people who have never been anything but nice to her and
Hmm.
Specifically the boat captain, because Zuri, I'm
He's
sure,
like
is a bitch
super
if she's
innocent.
married to getting married to Bradley. You know what I mean? She is gorgeous though, like an angel.
and her hand
But yeah,
sticking up out of the sand like this. That was
so
crazy.
fucking
They
funny.
did that just to be camp, and I was like, and you know what? That's fine.
Just so he
I
can see the
loved it.
ring.
Yeah. Bling, little sparkle on it. When she
So
can see the
funny.
sparkle on it from far away as the boat is coming closer, I was like, you guys are such little bitches.
All the little comedic shit like that, those little details really seal the deal. But yeah, no, I think that like I saw this article that someone was like, "Oh, Dylan O'Brien has a shocking take." 'Cause he was like, "Oh yeah, like I wanted Linda to win no matter what." Like, and I was like, "Yeah, no, that's how I felt too." Even in that moment, like it was complicated, but I was just like, I feel we'll feel worse
Yeah.
if he
Bradley
wins. I'm
wins,
like, or will they just both die?
which
That's what
would
I
have been
thought could really
fine.
be an option.
Yeah. And I would be okay with it if they both went down, but I think it's like obviously we mentioned Misery earlier. It's a very clear parallel. Sam Raimi kind of talked about that in one of his interviews where he was like, when Variety announced this movie, they announced it as like a combination of Misery and Castaway, and I was kind of annoyed, and I was like, I better not, I can't watch any of those movies again because I don't want to be influenced by them. But the difference is like Misery, you come in with James Caan, I think, as your protagonist who you're following from before he's in such scenario. In this
Hmm.
movie, you're following Linda Little is your main character. You know what I mean? So it's like that's who you're with. That's who you're like team in this
Mhm.
movie. Yes, is she technically the Kathy Bates figure, sure, but also we see from the beginning why she is behaving this way. And so like you have to, even though you are feeling complicated maybe after she kills Zuri and the
Yeah.
boat captain, it's like, but hasn't she worked really hard?
Doesn't she
Did
deserve
She
didn't
this?
she
deserves.
outwit, outlast, outplay?
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, it was so she's just so smart. She's good at what she's doing. Like she clocks that he's gonna stab her with that horn, like right before. Like I
Hmm.
wouldn't have noticed that. And once again, like he just isn't good at shit like that involves your hands, because like she said, those hands just came from the factory. They're
Baby
just baby
soft.
born, baby soft hands. He doesn't know how to fucking shoot a gun. Like he can't do that either. Like he almost pops her eye out, but he doesn't.
Ugh, I
And
hate
Yeah.
all the
so
Can't
eye
even
stuff in
gouge
this
properly.
movie.
yeah,
Yeah, the boar eye dangling out of
Yeah,
its socket.
he just always goes for gross out shit, and I think it's very funny.
Yeah, he's like, how can I do more vomit in mouth?
I
But
also the final blow being from a golf club, best
yeah,
scene.
poetic.
iconic.
Incredible. Really
Well,
beautiful.
that's I just love that transition, but also that scene in general where like once again he's trying to play her by being like, "You're right. I love you. We can stay here
Mhm.
forever." And she's just being like, "This bitch really thinks he's smarter than me. He's once again underestimating me. He really thinks that's what I am here for is like love with him just because I saw him naked one time and was peeping a little bit because, it's
He had
probably
a
been a
cute
minute.
butt.
Girl, I'm
You did have
human.
a
That
very
doesn't mean
cute
I want
butt.
to fuck you. Like, just because I'm looking doesn't mean that I will give up my freedom for you. Um, but the trick with the gun is what I just think really sells it. That like she brings the gun into the equation to be like, the gun is the ultimate trump card. Whoever has the gun is gonna win. And then she's like, guess what, bitch?
It's
I
not
knew you would try
loaded.
to take it from me, so there's no bullets in it. So now that you think that you have the upper hand, I'm gonna show you how stupid you fucking are and take this golf club off the wall and smash you
Good
with
point.
it.
Yeah. No, she set that up. That's so
She's
good.
Because he keeps being like Linda from accounting, and she keeps being like, no, girl, I've been telling you strategy and planning. I'm not trying to be
Planning.
on naked and afraid by myself surviving in the wilderness. I'm trying to be on Survivor, where it's a mental game.
Hmm.
And she's winning that. That's for sure.
It's a mental
Her
game. You got to
little
form
like
alliances. You got to come up. You're trying to be like, who's going to vote for who at the tribal council? Who has the secret um thing that protects you? I forget what it's called. Who
the
like
idol.
she's yes, the idol. Like she's not fucking around with the mind games of it all. She's very much like that's an equal part of this survival. Um and
Yeah.
he doesn't think I'm playing. He thinks he's smarter than me because he's richer than me. And I'm gonna set up a scenario where he has a chance, but ultimately he stands no chance. This is my thing, strategy and planning.
Mm-hmm. And she knows that house, so she knows every last
I know.
inch of it.
Girl, I've been studying that security system for weeks.
Her doing her little like voiceover while he's like
Hmm.
walking around the house trying to like find her is so good.
Love
What's
a
more
little
civilized than
diabolical reveal.
refrigeration? Yeah. She's just, I went, don't worry, girl. I went through and I took all of the knives. I've clocked all the potential weapons in this house. And so the second that horn goes missing, I am aware. And I know that I
Great.
can turn around and grab this golf club off the wall as soon as I need it.
So fucking good.
But the
So
transition
fucking
on the
good.
swing,
Oh
ugh. It
yeah.
was like right before that that I was like, do I want her to win? And then as soon as it cut to her doing celebrity golf, I was like, yay!
She won.
Yeah,
Yay!
you know what? I'm glad she won. I don't know if I was rooting for her necessarily, but
But
now
now
I'm
that
like, this
she's
is
won.
fun. Now that we're
Yeah.
here, I'm like, this is fun.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're
Okay,
here.
she earned it. Maybe she did. She was haunted by her guilt. She had nightmare. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
she had to take a sick day. I think she feels bad, and so she should get to win now.
And I love that like she ended up going out on the raft.
Right? She's like, there
Hmm.
was no survivors. I was found on a raft.
And I know that she cleaned up that house before she made her
Oh
raft and floated
yeah.
Oh
away. I
yeah.
know that she cleaned up all evidence that was left behind.
100%. She knows what
But
she's
I
fucking
also feel
doing. This
like
isn't amateur hour.
she swallowed that ring. I bet you she saved it later as a trophy. I bet you she
Oh
has it
yeah.
still.
She absolutely has that ring.
100%. 100%. That's
Love that she
crazy.
wrote a book and she's gonna do a self-help book.
She has a
So
bird cage
good.
built into her convertible that she takes to her celebrity golf tournament so Sweetie can come with her.
And
Bird
she's
people
listening to
are
her Debbie
insane.
Harry song, her Blondie song.
Apparently, Jeff Probst, Sam Raimi wanted him to do a cameo. That's the host of Survivor, if you don't know. Sam Raimi wanted him to do a cameo at the end, presumably at the celebrity golf tournament, and he wanted to do it. And the only reason it didn't work out was because he was like literally shooting Survivor at the time that they would have been shooting,
No.
so they couldn't make it
That
work.
sucks.
But he
Wow.
did some promo for this movie. But I was talking about it with my friends as I was leaving the theater the first time. I was like, missed opportunity. Not he could have been like her celebrity doubles partner at the end, which
Hmm.
now that I'm like, that probably was him, or maybe he was going to be doing like the interview or something. I don't know. Either way.
Yeah,
Um,
it's really too
but
bad.
getting in her karaoke song at the end, I think it's just perfect.
It was perfect. It was poetic. It was beautiful.
IMDb trivia said, um, Rachel McAdams' character sings One Way or Another by Blondie at the end of this movie. This is an homage to Mean Girls, which stars McAdams and features the song. I'm sure it does feature that song. I don't really remember that scene, so it must not have been that memorable in Mean Girls. What I feel like is this is a reference to the Rugrats movie, which Monica
One
mentioned
way
earlier,
or
in which
another.
Angelica sings One Way or Another about finding Cynthia, and that's the movie where the
Oh
babies get
my
lost in the
God.
woods and they get stranded. So I feel like actually that's the reference. Clock it.
So fucking ridiculous. That's so funny. That's so fucking funny. I'm trying to find out. Oh, I remember this part. It's
In Mean
a
Girls?
song in the montage when they're fucking with Regina George. The
Mm,
song starts playing and then like they replace her face cream with foot cream. Like they do
mm,
like it's that song is playing in the background during
sure.
that scene, which is pretty iconic. I'll
I was
send you the
shocked
link.
that 68 people marked that trivia as thumbs up. I was like, I don't agree, but that's just because I haven't
I
gone
don't
on and
agree
entered
because
my
I don't
Rugrats movie
remember
trivia
this
yet.
actually pretty memorable part of the movie. It didn't work for me,
It
and
didn't work for
so
me. I don't think that's a
cancel your
reference.
comment, delete it.
I think you
Cancel.
can do one of those. Interestingly enough, this was also used in this other Rachel McAdams movie, but don't say it was a clear reference when actually they were clearly referencing the Rugrats movie.
Yeah.
I think you should write
I'm gonna
in
go in there and I'm gonna
something
contest
about the
that piece of
Rugrats
trivia.
movie. I think you should just add yours about the Rugrats movie. There you go.
Hmm.
Um, okay, I think it's time for our
Segmentos.
How could this movie be gayer? It's hard because there's only two people. But imagine for a second that we don't even have to deal with the potential of her liking him at all, which I feel like muddies the waters of this film for me and is one of my least favorite parts. And she's just also an out lesbian at the start of this movie, and that's part of it. And he's homophobic, and that would be unfortunate. But now it's a good for her lesbian, let's fucking go type of movie. Think about that.
Okay,
I
but
just would
what
like it if I never had to worry about that part at all.
what if she is like butch outdoorsy lesbian and he is like a little gay twink man and Zuri is a man?
And it's just gay on gay crime.
Yeah, she's gay on gay crime.
WLW.
Everybody knows
but-
the gays
hostility.
don't like the lesbians.
Sometimes they're butting heads, okay? He doesn't want to get his hands
disagree.
dirty. She knows how to build.
Yeah,
So fucking
it's
funny.
the perfect thing.
Donovan is giving undercover queer energy already.
Donovan
Nobody
Donovan
and
is
Bradley have
giving-
definitely
to work
explored each
unless
other's
they're
bodies
gay.
in their frat.
He's definitely the guy in the frat that's like, what if we all just like jerked off in the same room? That wouldn't be gay because we wouldn't be touching each other. We'd just like
It'd be chill.
you could be jerking off and I'd be jerking off. It's
Everybody
like
knows that guy.
let's haze the pledges. Let's all jerk off at the same time. And it's like, what's going on with you, girl? I think there's something else going on over there that you need to think about.
You know what would be a fun thing to do tonight? Like, I don't know, crazy group masturbation? Like,
I think it'd be like that. Wouldn't that be like hilarious, bro? Like that'd be like such a sick fucking prank. Like let's all get our dicks out and jerk off.
His business overall stay on during that. He somehow works
The
around
business
it.
overall stay on.
Okay. Any other gay thoughts?
So many more gay thoughts.
That leads us to Matthew Lillard. And I think Matthew Lillard could have been any person in that group. He could have been the captain of the
plane. That's exactly where my head was going. Like, that's the captain of the plane.
I think he could be the owner of that mansion. We just see like a lovely Matthew Lillard family photo in there. They have like a family portrait that's painted hanging over the mantle.
Oh my god, it's what is it? Spooky Island?
Island.
Yeah. It's Spooky Island.
Spooky Island. It's Shaggy years later. He owns an island off the coast of Thailand now.
He could be at the golf tournament at the end. And he could be playing himself.
Oh, I love that.
Celebrity golf tournament. And it's Matthew Lillard. Famed golfer Matthew Lillard. I hope he's not. But if he is, I'll have to forgive it because he could do no wrong. Everybody else? No. Nobody else pick up the golf as a sport. Do something cool. Sorry for people who like golf. I'm such a fucking hater. Okay, Matthew Lillard, that's a good one. Oh, dumb bitch. Wow, who could the dumb bitch be? Wow.
Yeah.
It is. It's dumb to do murder, but she's really smart. So
yeah, well, I think the only complication with that, which they like completely gloss over, is that like people know that Zuri is doing a search party, and so presumably when she never returns, people are gonna go looking for her. And like, what's Linda gonna do? Like, stage a boat crash? Like, what is she doing with the boat? Does she just let it like float off into the ocean, get carried by the tides? Like, I can believe that she gets away with murdering Dylan O'Brien in that mansion and cleans it all up before building her raft and floating away. But the Zuri complication of it all, they just like gloss over, and I think they're right to do it because once again, this movie is not that deep. But that I do think would be the wrinkle in her plan.
I'm sure she thought it through because their bodies are at sea and they're all smashed up because she hit him with a rock.
Yeah. I mean, I guess she could probably still get away with her lie that like they did, if people ever questioned it, she could be like, they did find us, but they fell when we were like walking back to camp and it was really sad. But now her lie is I was the only survivor of the plane crash. And That's it. And then I built a raft after surviving after no one came to find me. Eventually, I figured I have to do it myself, which is like why she's doing her self-helping. Nobody's coming to save you. No one's coming to send help to you or whatever she says, being
Yeah.
like title of the movie.
So
Nobody's
funny.
sending help. You got to do it yourself.
Yeah, no, but
Drives
the
away.
Yeah.
Bradley is the dumb bitch because he is a bitch just
He
in
is a
general,
bitch.
and he's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
dumb.
He's
So,
the
like, what are
worst.
you gonna do? That's like my main takeaway while watching this movie. I was like, well, I know without a shadow of a doubt who the dumb bitch is for that
Yeah.
segment. So there you go. It's easy.
Am just gonna give a nomination to Donovan as well because when
Yeah.
the plane is crashing and he's holding on to her and he's being like, "Give me your seat," like, girl, even if she did get out of that seat and try to give it to you, how are you gonna get into it? It's not happening, girl. Should have
I was
been
dumb.
buckled into your own seat
Yeah.
instead of
And like going
unbuckled so
straight.
you could mock her with her Survivor video. That's why he got unbuckled.
Well, Dylan O'Brien also was like, hey, only bitches sit down and put their seatbelt on. Are you guys little
Yeah.
Right?
bitches? And then immediately got all of his friends fucking murked to death.
Yeah.
So, dumbass. Anyway.
Yeah. Wait, before we do move into our knives, I have one more thing that I just was thinking about.
Oh, yeah.
I think Linda and Misty from Yellow Jackets would get along really well.
Oh yeah.
And I
Yeah,
think
no, I
Linda
totally.
Dad's
and
mother and
Shauna from
daughter.
Yellow Jackets, they'd have a power struggle.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Sydney, earlier you were saying people who have birds as pets, something, something, something. And I was like, the first person that comes to mind is Misty.
Yeah.
Like, resourceful as all fuck, but a little unhinged.
hmm
Little
A
fucking
lot
freak.
unhinged.
I actually think, I mean, we were talking earlier before we started podcasting about how Rachel McAdams is 47 in real life. So
Witchcraft,
I'm like, would
actually.
she and Misty be of similar age? But maybe. When was Rachel McAdams born?
78. I just looked it
Okay,
up.
so she'd be a little bit older than the Yellow Jackets. Even if, they'd been crashed at the same time and place and age, which is not how it works. But one of my notes is if Linda came upon the Yellow Jackets in the wilderness, she'd start running their campsite like it's the Navy. So I think
100%.
she'd be whipping those Yellow Jackets into shape.
Oh yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, Yellow Jackets is a good one to bring up.
Somebody needs to do a
And
crossover fan fiction where she comes in like Hannah, the adult, in season 3. But instead, it's Linda Little.
all right, Chelsea, that's your homework assignment. For
Yeah.
next week.
It's gonna be on the
There you
Patreon.
Our own version of AO3. It's just Chelsea produced fan fiction on our. Hey, that would be great, but that's a lot of work for you. So if you ever
I
feel
know, I'm
inspired,
like, even my fan fiction I am passionate about writing. I'm not fast enough to be throwing in additional creative projects just for fun.
well, you should share the link in a pay $3 just to see the link to Chelsea's vast oeuvre of work. Okay, it's time for knives out of fives. How's this one doing? I think it's doing pretty well, like fan reaction wise. Like
Yes, I think that is part of what set up whatever was going on in our Patreon where people I
where
think
they were being insane. No, I'm
yeah,
kidding.
you guys need to calm down.
Relax,
Um,
guys.
Well, because it kept being marketed as like 93% fresh from critics on Rotten
Yeah, and then it
Tomatoes.
went down immediately after it came out,
What's
but it's okay.
It's still 93% fresh when
Oh,
I
really?
checked
Okay,
yesterday,
it was
maybe,
90.
but
It was 96 at some point, I think, and I was like, "Oh, wow." And then it
yeah.
went down a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was something different from audiences when it first came out, but right now it's 93% fresh from critics and 87% fresh from audiences. And I think where people were getting confused is again that same thing. Sometimes I clarify, sometimes I don't clarify. But when it says it's 93% fresh from critics, that doesn't mean that all critics have given it an average rating of 93 out of 100 points, where it's like an A-rated movie. It just means 93% of critics have given it a thumbs up as opposed to a thumbs down.
Which a thumbs up.
93% of critics thought it was watchable, essentially.
They thought it was a
Um,
movie.
they thought it was an entertaining, not they thought it was a good movie, but they were entertained enough to not be like
Yeah.
stinker. But yeah, it has 93% fresh from critics on Rotten Tomatoes, 87% fresh from audiences. And then on IMDb, it has a 7.2 out of 10. It does not have any awards to speak of at this time because it is a very fresh release. And
hasn't gotten an award in the last 13 days.
What?
well, what's interesting too, because sometimes things are very fresh releases, but have awards to mention because they did the festival circuits.
Oh, yeah.
But on IMDb trivia, it says that this movie was originally announced in 2019 with Sony set to distribute. So it was going to come out way earlier. Not that it was done in 2019, but that was when it was like first picked up. But then during COVID, Sony wanted to do a streaming release, like just do it straight to streaming. And Sam Raimi was very against that, extremely set on a theatrical release. I think he was like very into the 4DX 3D nature of it, which makes sense.
Also,
we know he like loves that shit with the, I think Drag Me to Hell was also 3D, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this would be a flash in the pan movie if it came out on streaming, even though it's Sam Raimi, so a little bit more than that. But like, I think in theaters, it's so much more fun, you know? It's got like that like big crash scene and all this stuff. Like it's something that's supposed to shake you in your seat, even more so in 4DX.
The fun zombie thing.
Yes.
It was so good in theaters.
He wants you to see it on a big screen. He wants you to get sprayed in the face with mist when there's blood splatter.
He wants you to
smell
the
tuna fish sandwich. Yes, exactly. He, I think, is like, I mean, not that all theaters are like, I love streaming. I want my movie to be watched on your phone when you're on a plane or whatever. But I think he really is kind of an old school director, married to the theatrical experience, and that's like part of the romance of going to the movies for him. So yeah, he didn't do any of the like festival circuit or anything. I think he was like, this is a movie theater popcorn movie, and we're just gonna wait until we can do that.
This did not need to do the festival circuit. That would be ridiculous.
Although it's so interesting, because I saw again when he was talking about the Misery comparisons, he was like, I love Stephen King. Stephen King is like one of my idols in this industry. Stephen King is like why I have the career that I do, because he saw Evil Dead at Cannes, and he was the one. Nobody wanted to buy Evil Dead, he was saying in this interview. Until Stephen King saw it at Cannes and gave it a rave review in Twilight Zone magazine, and that's when Evil Dead got like picked up and became a bigger release, and then became what we now know it to be today, and like kickstarted his career, put him in a position to be working on Marvel. Not that Marvel's so prestigious, but that's like where he met Rachel McAdams, who was doing like Doctor Strange, and then he was like, she's amazing, need to do more with her. This movie came along, he's like, perfect. I know who can ground this role, pull it off, make it silly, goofy, be doing 1,000 subtle things with it, but also like not being so, but also I'm yelling at her, go faster, 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 Rachel. But I don't know. I just think what a funny career. What a fun trajectory.
Very funny. Okay, well, who wants to go first for this one?
I'll go. I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. I had a good time. It was like, it's a movie, you know, but like I love Rachel McAdams. I love seeing Dylan O'Brien like on screen again. Know what I mean? Like in a major like thing, like not some like
perfect douchebag cackle.
Right? Just like I was not expecting to see booty cheeks either. What a nice little sweet treat. But like this movie will be fun to like watch, and this movie I can easily, the best way for me to describe this movie in like a very loving way is this movie would have been incredible as a cable like rewatch
Agreed.
movie.
100%
Like
agree.
that's like
100%.
exactly like this
Throw
movie
that
would go
baby
triple
on.
platinum if people
And
were
I
on
think it
like
will.
TNT. Like
This would be an incredible movie to rent out Blockbuster to do movie night with your friends or
Mhm.
to like throw on the TV while you're just like puttering around your apartment cleaning. I 100% agree. I think it's great in the movie theater, but I think it has great rewatchability because it's just like fun. You don't need to be
Yeah.
like sitting down paying serious attention. You can be like passing through and just enjoying when something crazy happens on screen because they really like go all out in that final battle too when they start like really when she uses her shoelaces to try and strangle him and like he's like gouging her eye and I don't know they're just like they're having fun. That's the
Yeah.
whole time they're like what can we do that's going to be like a fun choice to make on this movie.
It's a fun, silly horror movie, just like how Drag Me to Hell was, but it doesn't have any of like the weird mystic racism stuff that Drag Me to Hell had. So
Right.
you're just having a great time and you're not thinking too much about
Hmm.
anything.
Yeah, so I think I'll go with Sydney. It's not the most like incredible thought-provoking movie, but I think it is like a smart enough movie and I don't think it's trying to be more than what it is. It's a very fun popcorn movie. It's got some great gore in it. Does it have some very obvious CGI? Who cares to me? It's like they're being silly goofy.
Yeah.
Um and s perfect rewatchability. Watch it with friends. Watch it in a theater. Watch it at home. Like it's fun.
Take 40
4DX 3D.
milligrams of a movie
40
Supplement.
milligrams.
Honestly, that
supplement.
would
Yeah.
slay.
Be a
I
little
just
intense at
think
parts, but not too bad.
I think four knives is a good number for it because
No,
it's not like you have to see it, but it's like you're gonna have a good time.
yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing, and I don't have anything else to say. 4 out of 5 knives. I've said everything I have to say about it. Rachel McAdams also aging like a fine wine, hot, sexy woman. Why haven't you done anything for the past 3 years? This is her first role since 2023. So I'm glad to see her back, and I love her, and I care about her deeply, and I think about her always. And that's it. And I think, unfortunately, Chelsea, you have to announce next week's movie too because
Yeah,
it's your
you
guy.
absolutely have
Sorry,
to.
sorry, Sydney, but I feel like it has to be
It has to be
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
I also suggested it, so I'm happy to take ownership,
Get in
and I
there,
hope that
girl.
doesn't bite me in the ass.
It's a gamble.
Because yeah, this is another new release that's coming out. We haven't seen it at the time that we're announcing it. So we'll see how it goes.
No one has because it's
But
not out yet.
yeah,
Yeah.
no one has at the time a recording. By the time this episode comes out, I think it'll have been released.
Yeah.
Oh, really? It's come out this Friday?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
good
a
to know.
Valentine's Day release. So for the girlies who aren't seeing Wuthering Heights or are seeing Wuthering Heights but also have diverse, lovely, beautiful tastes, maybe you'll also
You
be
can see
prepared to
2
see
movies in a
this.
weekend, especially if you're
And
an AMC A-lister.
Hey,
mhm.
Lester.
And me and Sydney, we're going to.
We're
Because we're seeing
going.
it this weekend, and the movie that we're seeing is Cold Storage. It's the new Joe Keery movie, fresh off of Stranger Things. But it's got a bunch of other names in the cast as well. So Z Bacon from Smile, she's gonna be
Liam
there.
Neeson
Woo!
is in
Liam
this.
Neeson is gonna be there. Georgina Campbell from Barbarian is gonna be there. So I think it looks like it has potential. I'm
Nice.
curious. I'm always charmed by Joe Keery, except I guess in Spree. But his hair is looking bearable to me in this movie, so I think it's gonna be okay. Um,
That's really how you can tell if
It
one of his
looks
that's
projects
good.
is
really
going to be good.
my
What is his
issues.
hair
Yeah.
looking like?
So
It
I'm
looks
ready.
good.
I'm excited.
It looks cutie. I'm excited. I saw some review somewhere and someone was like, Joe Keery proves he can be a leading man. And I was like,
I mean,
okay.
We
I
already knew that.
but
I
For
already
sure.
knew that. We all knew that. It's true. um, but yeah, I'm excited. That was a fun one. Another fun one. Hopefully we won't be, we're not watching anything too dark and depressing right now.
that's
We're
not
just
our
gonna
vibe at
have a
this
nice
time. Yeah.
time.
I want to have
And
fun.
then we'll see what happens in March. 'Cause we're crazy.
Yeah.
In March, the theme is depression. March. No. No, in March we'll do Scream 7. You heard it here first. So that hopefully won't be too depressing. But anyway,
We'll see.
It could be.
We'll
you
see.
should say in a 5-star review to us, great job, just in general. And also, I love you. That's something you could say. And we would say it right back in a 5-star review for us on Apple Podcasts, or a little 5-star reaction on Spotify, or, the tried and true Audible that we have one review still, and it's from Leo. Shout out to Leo. Anyway, we're also on social media. We're at spooky_Tuesday on pretty much everything except for Facebook and Tumblr, where we're at Spooky Tuesday Pod. Check out our website, spookytuesdaypod.com. One-stop shop. See every movie we've ever covered. We did Evil Dead, by the way, in case you want to know. We did Drag Me to Hell, by the way, in case you want to know. So we're in the Sam Raimi oeuvre, okay? Get in there. And we're also on YouTube. And today, Sydney is looking gorgeous in her Spooky Tuesday swag.
And you can say hi to Hazel.
And Hazel's here. And her bangs look really nice. They look really good. I haven't gotten a haircut, and you can tell this episode, so sorry about that. And I'm wearing my Celtic Ireland shirt. Nothing to do with what we're doing now, but it does have a knife on it, and that's part of the movie. And Sydney, what are you? Or not Sydney, Chelsea, what are you?
I'm kind of doing a little Rachel McAdams cosplay, a little bit. It's not totally authentic, but I have undershirt that's dirty from when I sprayed it with brown dry shampoo for a previous costume. Don't remember which one, top of my head. Could have been The Descent, possibly. Oh, it was for Bound, when she was all dirty in her white tank top.
Yes.
I have pink bra underneath, just like Rachel McAdams' character. I have a business shirt that has been bloodied. This was from when I was gooey for Hellraiser. And then I have my Survivor buff, because I also, at one point, was a big Survivor fan. And I have 2 other Survivor buffs with me that you can see in exclusive content. And then I forgot to show it at any point, but it is in my selfie. I have a conch with me as well.
A conch!
A conch!
I have a conch.
Conch! So fucking
Can you hear
funny.
the ocean?
Yeah,
So,
that's another good
delicious
reminder.
treat.
We have a Patreon, and we've got some very juicy exclusive content today, where Chelsea and I dive deep into the Survivor-themed birthday parties we have had in our past.
And they're naming names.
We're
naming
people
people from my elementary school, first and last name. It's behind a paywall. It's fine. Anyway.
I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
I think it's fine. You can pay $3 to have names of people I know revealed. But anyway, yeah, so go join our Patreon. It's a really fun group, and we're cute. And there's a quarterly vote coming up soon, so you want to get in while the getting's good, while your voice can be heard, or you won't be able to be heard until next quarter. Anyway, that's it. We love you. Thank you so much for listening to this beautiful podcast, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Bye, Spookies!
Spooky Tuesday was created by Monica Height, Sydney Thompson, and Chelsea Duff, and edited by Sydney Thompson. Our gorgeously spooky tunes are all thanks to Tamara Simons, who you can follow on Instagram at Great18. That's GR818_. And our podcast art is by Ryan Brom, who you can follow on Instagram at Ryan Brom Art. That's RyanBrommArt. Learn more about Spooky Tuesday at spookytuesdaypod.com and subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/spooky_Tuesday.